Hi. Today I'm going to do a hopefully nice high ruck carry with a bunched pass and a candy cane chest belt. I'm working with my size 4 little frog. I start off center with this one, but with my size 4, which is about base -3 for me, I really just make sure that I have enough for the chest belt and then figure out where baby's going to be sitting from there, which incidentally does end up about the same as if I did it from the middle marker, but that works better for me. So I've got my Milo behind me here. You can maybe just see his head. So I'm gonna Superman him up onto my back. I've got my starting mark. So I'm gonna put the wrap over him. Oops, don't fall over, bud. And hold on to his arms with my opposite arms. I hope we're still awake enough to do this. And we're gonna go wee! Wee! Oh my goodness. Okay, so my short tail's on my left side here. And I'm gonna make sure that this comes up and I'm gonna pin it under my chin. I might sandwich my shoulder a little. I'm still holding on to baby's other arm, by the way. Okay, now I'm going to pull the wrap seat in and hold baby by the leg here to keep him secure, while I hold this under my chin and bring the other side up over my shoulder, making sure that the top rail is towards my neck. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, hey, who's that guy in the mirror there? Who's that guy in the mirror? Oh, you don't even know that guy. Do you know that guy? I don't know. He looks pretty funny to me. He looks pretty funny to me. Are you funny? Are you funny? I think you're funny. I think you're funny. I think you're funny. Okay, so I'm going to pin those under my arms while I make a little seat. While I make a seat and bounce them up a bit. And then I'm going to sandwich my other shoulder here. Up and under. So that he's got a bit of a seat. And I'm holding on to his bum and his seat the whole time. Because otherwise, you know, he's not secure. But also because that seat will just go right up his back. Sorry for the glare. So I'm going to take my long tail here. I'm going to make sure that's secure. And I'm going to take my short tail, pin it under my chin, while I hold on to my long tail. And I'm going to tighten the top a little bit. Yeah, tighten it through. But tightening a little less when it gets down to the bottom rail so I don't pop the seat. And I'm going to pass it over his legs, both legs, and over the seat fabric as well. Now I do get a little bit of slippage on my shoulder at this point, but that's okay. So I bring it around here, and at this point baby's secure and all I have to do is tighten. So what I like to do is I like to give this shoulder a little wiggle, make sure this side's kind of tight, and then I'm going to tighten this side again. Just tighten it through a little bit, make sure it's all where it needs to be, and then bring it under on the bunched pass and work some of that slack around. Pull it around. And then I like to take my bunched pass and do a little strand by strand tightening, even though it's bunched. And then do another little tighten. And on this side, I'm going to start from the sandwich part on the bottom. And I'm going to just bounce him up a little. Make sure his seat's as tight as it needs to be. So that's the seat tightened here. That's the bottom rail. And then tighten through strand by strand. Make sure that this rail is also secure. Or not this rail, this tail rather. And tighten through until you get to the top and the top rail, which should be nice and tight. Now this isn't as high as I sometimes will get him on here. If you need him higher, if you need your baby higher, At this point, what you can do is take your baby. I suggest holding on to the inside edge of the seat there. I don't know if you can see that I'm doing that, but I kind of hold on to the inside edge of the seat, or even gather a little bit from just under the bum. Yes, that's mommy's hair. And you can bounce a bit. Bounce them up a bit. Or you can just bounce them up and then bring any extra slack around on the bunched pass. And then he's nice and high. You can see he's looking over my shoulder pretty easily. For my chest belt, I don't like to do a half knot first. I just like to bring this nice and down and the bunched pass over top like that, and then start twisting. I usually do, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 across my chest, but I'm quite wide across the chest. And then I like to tuck it in sort of a knotless on the other side there, but with the knotless, I actually like to make a knot just to secure everything, and so it doesn't have to be adjusted as often. I have quite a bit left over here. I can actually do this carry in a size down. But as you can see, you can, at this point too, you can push baby's legs up, especially if they're lopsided at all, and that will give them a bit of a deeper seat. You can do that if you need to adjust. And you can see he's got a nice deep seat. It's all the way, almost all the way to his knee, and then the bunched pass comes over it. He's maybe a tiny bit extended on his legs, but not too bad. You can still move them. The chest belt, I wear my chest belt quite high, but it doesn't actually touch my neck, so I find it comfy. With these, you can tuck the tails out of the way if you need to. The pressure is off my shoulder, off my armpits directly, so it's not really like ruck straps. And baby's happy. Is baby happy? Is baby happy? Should we do a little happy dance for baby? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We'll do a little happy dance for Milo. So I think baby is starting to get a little sleepy there. But he has figured out that the video camera is there, and boy does he like a selfie. So, that is my Ruck with a bunched pass, which is the carry that really made the Ruck click for me. And this is very comfy. I've worn it all over the place. As he gets a little bit bigger, I may have to revisit my reinforcing passes and spread passes and whatnot, but for now, this is definitely our quick ups carry. I've even managed this one in the car without dragging the tails on the ground, so hooray! Have a good time wrapping.